Good morning to all of you. Today we are going to learn another type of tools of financial statement analysis. Earlier we have read about the comparative statement analysis, and today we are going to read about another one that is known as the common size statement. Okay, so this is another tool of financial statement analysis. In that common size statement, when the individual, so here the matter is a little bit different. Here the individual items of either balance sheet or statement of profit and loss account are presented as a percentage of a common base. Okay, so as we just compare or show all the individual items of the balance sheet or statement of profit and loss account as a percentage of common base. Okay, common base, and that's why it is known as the common size statement. Okay, when we consider the total asset as the common base, total asset or total liabilities, either we can consider total assets or total liabilities as a common base when we do for the balance sheet, or if we'll do that common size income statement or common size statement of profit and loss, then we'll consider revenue from operation as the common base. And when we'll do like this, then that will be called as the common size statement. So if we'll just want to derive the definition, then when the individual items of balance sheet or statement of profit and loss are presented as a percentage of common base, like total assets or total liabilities or revenue from operation, then it is known as common size statement. Now, there are two types of common size statement. What are those? First one is the common size statement of profit and loss or common size income statement, and second one is the common size balance sheet. Now, today we will read about this one, common size statement of profit and loss. So let us know what it is. In the common size statement of profit and loss, we will consider that revenue from operation, this revenue from operation as 100. Okay, we'll consider the revenue from operation as 100, and all other items of the statement are expressed as a percentage of the revenue from operation. Okay, so this is the matter. Let us see the format. Again, that main format, that basic thing of the format is same what you have learned in the balance sheet. Time and again I am saying this thing, that we are starting with the revenue from operation, other income, total revenue. So this column is same what you have learned in the first chapter. Okay, before coming to the format, let us see what you have to write on the top. On the top, before the just on that this format, we have to write this one, common size statement of profit and loss for the years ended. Here you have to write what are those 2 years. Okay, now there are several columns: first, second, third, fourth, fifth and sixth. So first two columns already you know. Next, absolute amounts. Here you don't have to do anything. You don't have to calculate or do any other thing. Just you have to write down those figures from the questions. Whatever will be the question, you have to write those figures in this here. Okay, for previous year and current year. Be very careful for when you are saying that balance sheet or the question, statement of profit and loss. Be very careful. Write down all those figures here. Previous year figures here and current year's figure here. And this one just you copy from the question whatever is given. Next, what to do? Next, this column, that percentage of revenue from operation. Be very careful, and it is very simple. Just you use your common sense. percentage of revenue from operation. You are trying to calculate in this column. We will just calculate that any item, any of these items, whatever items, other items are there, what is the percentage of these items as compared to revenue from operation. And as I have told you earlier, that revenue from operation is taken as 100. We take this revenue from operation as 100%. Okay. Now, how to do it? Let us let me show you with an example where we'll solve that one, and I hope you will understand that one. So let us see the. So if we want to consider this particular example, so what is the instructions? Prepare common size statement of profit and loss from the following information, right? Those figures as revenue from operation. First you see this one. This one is current year, this one is previous year, okay? So be careful about that. Current year is given here and previous year is given here, but in that format it is little bit different, so be very much careful. So revenue from operation this much, other income, purchase of stock in trade 7,50,000 and 6 lakh, change in inventories minus 50,000, 10,000, other expenses 10,000 and 7,500, and rate of income tax 50%, 50%. So now let us see that how to solve this question, right? So first thing first, you just see that format. You have to write on this way very nicely: common size statement of profit and loss account, loss for the years ended 31st March 2019 and 20. And now you just see, be very careful. Although here the first column is 2020 and this one is 2019, but here the thing has just changed, 2019 this one and this 2020. So be very careful about this particular matter. Okay, so now let us see what to do. As I have told you earlier, that these two columns are very simple. You don't have to use your mind here that much. You have to just copy it. You have to just copy those figures. 7,50,000, 10 lakh, and so on. Okay, so in these two figures, absolute items, you don't have to do that much work. You have to just copy. So once you have copied, then you come to the revenue from operation. This 10th, so what did I say? That as it is common size statement of profit and loss, therefore revenue from operation has to be taken as 100%. Okay. Now come to the other income. Other income. So how can we calculate that other income? 75,000 is the other income. Okay. So now the formula is that particular item, calculation of this percentage is equal to this item divided by revenue from operation into 100. What did I say? The individual item, for in this case the other income is that individual item, divided by revenue from operations, okay, into 100. In this condition, if we want to solve it, then 75,000 divided by 7,50,000 into 100 is equal to 10%. Okay. So what you will do, don't mix those whole matter. You consider one column first and complete that all together, then you go to the another column. Okay, so let us see that next thing. Just to see here, now we have to calculate the total income. How much is the total revenue? Total revenue is 8,25,000. Okay, now this addition is very simple. You just add these two percentage, you will get this one. Okay, so it is very simple, or else you can calculate it. That formula is same. This item 8,25,000 divided by revenue from operation into 100. Now expenses, purchase of stock in trade. 6 lakh. So how we will get this percentage? Very simple. 6 lakh divided by 7 lakh 50,000 into 100. 6 lakh divided by 7 lakh 50,000 into 100 is equal to 80%. If you calculate, you will get it. Or the same way, change in the inventory stock in trade, 10,000 divided by 7 lakh 50,000 into 100 is equal to this one. Other expenses, 7,500 divided by 7 lakh 50,000 into 100 is equal to 1%. Now, total expenses, very simple, you just add this 3, you will get 6,17,500. Now, for calculating this percentage, you don't have to calculate 6,17,500 divided by 7,50,000. If you'll do that one, that is 6,17,500 divided by 7,50,000, then also you will get this figure. But how you can do it? Very simply, just you add these three things. So if you will add these three things, you will get this figure. Okay. Now you come to the profit before tax. How to calculate the profit before tax? Item 3 minus item 4. So what is item 3? Item 3 means total income, 8,25,000. Okay. Now if we deduct, and how much is the item 4? Item 4 is the total expenses. So how we will get this profit before tax? Total revenue minus total expenses. Total revenue minus total expenses. How much you will get? 2,07,500. So this is the profit before tax. Now, how we will get this percentage? 2,07,500 divided by 7,50,000 into 100, you will get this figure 27.67%. From this, we have to deduct income tax. How you will calculate the income tax? So just you see, it is given tax rate is 50%. Now always please keep in mind 50% of the profit. Whenever you will calculate tax, you have to calculate the tax on 50% of the profit. So here the profit is 2,07,500. If we will calculate 50% of it, we must get 1,03,750. Okay. Now, what is the income tax percentage? Now, how should we calculate that one? Very simple. 1,03,750 divided by 7,50,000 is equal into 100 is equal to 13.83%. Okay. Now, profit after tax. Profit after tax, how we will calculate that one? Same. This minus this is equal to profit after tax. And how we will calculate this 13.84%? Same. 1,03,750 divided by 7,50,000 is equal to this figure. So very simple it is. I hope you understood. Okay. Now just you see in this column, apart from this 100%, whatever we have calculated in for all this percentage, we have taken this 7,500 as the common denominator. So as this 7,500 is a common denominator and all of these figures are shown as a percentage of this 7,50,000, therefore we call this one as the common size statement of profit and loss. Okay. Now one more important thing you have to mind here. Change in inventories of stock in trade, here it was 10,000 and here it is 50,000, and that is written in the negative minus. So be careful when you will calculate the percentage, you have to write that one also inside the bracket so that it will denote it is a negative figure. I hope you have understood. We'll meet again. Till then, thank you. Good morning to all of you. In the previous class, we have read about the format of comparative balance sheet. And in that, we have seen that formative balance sheet is nothing. That format is divided into 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 columns. Okay. And first 4 columns are similar as whatever we have learned in the first chapter. That is a statement of financial statement of a company. Here the next two columns were different. One was absolute change. Absolute change is equal to value of the column B minus value of the column A. And in the percentage change, either increase or decrease, that was value of column C divided by value of column A into 100. So this thing we have learned. One more thing I have told on the previous class, that was if this figure or this figure is negative, then how to show that one? We have to just keep that one within a bracket, within the bracket. So these are the matter what we have learned in the previous class. Today we'll read about the format of comparative income statement. Again, so we are going to read about the format of comparative income statement. Again, that this format is also divided into 6 columns. Okay, first column is same as what you have learned so far in that first chapter. Okay, that is revenue from operation plus other income. In this regard, we have to keep in mind other income means are those incomes which are not earned from the day-to-day business activities. Okay, so these other incomes are not the main source of income for the business. And what are those examples? Rent received, dividend received, etc. Okay, so we have two things, revenue from operation, other income, and then we have the total revenue 1 plus 2, and then we have the different types of expenses. Then we have to divide that total revenue minus total expenses. After that, what we will get, we'll deduct the tax amount, and then we'll find the profit or loss for that financial accounting period. Okay, these are the things what this thing we have already learned, so I'm not going any explanation for this. Let's come to the previous year, current year, that same what you have learned in the format format of comparative balance sheet. Absolute change, again same thing what you have learned in the formative balance sheet, that is column C is equal to value of column B minus value of column A, and percentage change is equal to value of column C divided by value of column A into 100. So these are the thing what you have learned. These are the thing you know. So just to see that this particular topic is nothing extra than whatever we have learned in the format of comparative balance sheet. Only this part is different, and accordingly we have to make adjustment. So I hope you have understood, and let us try to solve few questions. So for the question, let's try to solve few questions. In the previous class, we have read about the common size income statement. Today we will read about the common size balance sheet. Common size balance sheet means where the different items of the balance sheet are shown as a percentage of either liabilities or the total assets. All the different types of this individual liabilities will be shown as a percentage of total liabilities. Therefore, the total liabilities has to be taken as 100. On the other hand, all the individual asset has to be shown as a percentage of total assets, and therefore total assets has been considered as 100. So that is known as common size balance sheet. Common size balance sheet means where either the assets, total assets will be taken as 100, or total liabilities will taken as 100, and all those individual assets and liabilities will show as a percentage of the total asset and asset or liability, and this is known as the common size balance sheet. As usual, this is the format of the common size balance sheet. Particulars, note number, absolute item, previous year, current year, percentage of balance sheet total, previous year, current year. And here on the top, we have to write this common size balance sheet as that and this. Now let us explain this particular thing with an example. Here is the example. So just to see that shareholders fund 1,20,000 and 1,80,000, sorry, 12 lakh and 18 lakh, non-current liabilities 6 lakhs and 6 lakh, current liabilities 2 lakh and 6 lakh, non-current assets 14 lakh and 21 lakh, and current assets 6 lakh and 9 lakh. Now let us see what to do, how to solve it. As usual, I told you this absolute amount you don't have to worry that much. You can just write whatever is here in these columns. Please write down those. You don't have to do any other thing. Now, how to calculate this percentage? What did I say? In this liability side, you have to take the total liabilities as 100. So in 2019, total liabilities is 20 lakh. So that has been taken as 100. Now, shareholders fund. How should we calculate that one? Total liability, shareholders fund 12 lakh divided by total liabilities into 100. Okay. Now, if you want to calculate that non-current liabilities percentage, then that will come non-current liabilities 6 lakh divided by total liabilities 20 lakh is equal to 30%. Now, current liabilities, again that same way, 2 lakh divided by 20 lakh into 100 is equal to 10%. Okay, so this is the way. On the same way, we will do that this side as well for 2020 as well. Total liability for 2020 is 30 lakh. Okay, and that has taken as 100%. Now this one, shareholders fund 18 lakh divided by 30 lakh into 100 is equal to 60%. 18 lakh divided by 30 lakh is equal to 60%. And these two non-current liabilities and current liabilities are also have been done on the same way. That is 6 lakh divided by 30 lakh into 100, 20%, and 6 lakh divided by 30 lakh into 100 is equal to 20%. And if we'll add these three, then we'll get 100%. For the asset also, we have to do that same thing. Total assets we have to take as 100. Okay. Now, this 70%, how did we get that 70%? 14 lakh divided by 20 lakh into 100, 70%. 6 lakh divided by 20 lakh is equal to into 100 is equal to 30%. So this is the way to do it. Hope you understood. And next, this is the homework. This is the work you have to solve. Here is the question and here is the answer. Please see if you can solve it properly. And if you have any query, any doubt, please let me know. I am always there to help you. Thank you.